To get more insights from your data, you can use segmentation. Now we already had a short look at this in a previous lesson. With segmentation, you can create different groups of visitors and analyze their behavior on your website and compare their behavior to other groups of visitors. Well, to create a new segment in Google Analytics, simply click here. Now we have to click New Segment and click Conditions. And here we can use all the available information in Google Analytics. So let's start off by seeing the differences between new visitors and returning visitors. And for this, we need a user type. And the user type contains new visitor. And let's name it new visitor segment. Now let's hit save. Now we want to compare this segment with returning visitors. So let's follow the same steps. New segment, conditions, user type, and returning visitor. And a name. And let's hit save. And with these segments enabled, we can check out all the data available in Google Analytics and analyze the differences between these groups. For instance, we can see here our custom report, which we created, but we can also see the differences in pages these groups have visited. For instance, here. We can check out the landing pages, the exit pages, and all other information available. Now, another useful segment is converters versus non-converters. And I already set up here the segment for converters. So for converters, we want to see everyone who has converted. So in this case, we use transactions per session is larger than 0. So now we will get a segment with everyone who did a transaction. Another possibility is goal completion. So quote requests, which is called 2 completions per session, is greater than 0. Now, of course, we want to compare this with visitors who did not convert. So in that case, we will state goal 2 completions or transactions per session is equal to 0. And with converters and non-converters, we can see the differences in what people did on the website, which pages they visited, if they used the site search, etc., etc. We can check out all the information needed to analyze the differences between these two groups. Now, another interesting comparison is between people who spent a lot versus people who spent a little on your website. Now, let's say your average order value is €100. In that case, it will be interesting to see what visitors do who spend 3 times as much. So the revenue per session is greater or equal to 300. And it would be nice to compare that with people who spent a little on your website. So the revenue per session is equal to or smaller than 30. Now, another interesting segment is sessions with site search. So sessions with search is larger than 0. And we compare it with people who don't use the site search. So sessions with search equals 0. And the last one, if you have a big company, a multinational company, you could compare high converting regions. So let's say in this example, it's Germany with low converting regions and see the differences between those groups of visitors. So in summary, use segmentation to find new and interesting insights. The 5 we just covered are new versus returning visitors, converters versus non-converters, visitors who spend a lot versus visitors who spend a little, visitors who use the site search and visitors who don't, and high converting regions versus low converting regions. Now, I am sure that you can think of many more segments relevant for your business. So do check these out, because with segmentation, you'll gather extra valuable insights.